Noah, this is the year of the biblical movie. We told you about Son of God a little while ago, and that one looks fantastic. This one, though, Noah, getting a lot of press even before it's released. Why? Well, the director and the studio are at odds over the final cut. It's, screening badly with faith-based groups. Why? Well, because they try to make it about something other than the biblical story. Ben Shapiro joins us now from studios in Los Angeles to talk about this. Ben, this is right up the primetime propaganda alley you and I have talked about so often. They're putting global warming into the story of Noah.
Right, which makes perfect sense because, of course, the carbon emissions from the vehicles back in the time of Noah. Oh, yeah. No, there were none. But, yeah, they're trying to... They're trying to do all of this kind of newfangled, all the issues that supposedly affect us today were affecting them back then. It's supposed to be about overpopulation and how people are mean to trees, as opposed to the biblical account, which specifically discusses exactly which sins are problematic, including prostitution, sexual immorality, people murdering one another. These were sort of the issues that ticked off God. As it turns out, God was significantly less interested in what the climate looked like at the time of the flood.
This is, in my view, a bit like Wonder Bread or fortified milk. This is the left trying to make sure that as you consume your entertainment, you're getting the minerals and vitamins that they want you to get. And so we can make fun of John Kerry and his comment about global warming, climate change is worse than weapons of mass destruction. We can make fun of that. People will ignore John Kerry. But they're going to pick up on this and all the other instances where it's just slipped in.
That's exactly right. This is the left version of sin. According to the left, sin doesn't exist unless it's a sin of which they approve. I mean, when we're talking about homosexuality for the left, that's not a sin. But what truly is a sin is if you drive your car around too much. And the way that we're going to show you this is we're going to take a biblical account which clearly talks about the sins of humanity that really tick off God, and we're going to substitute our own kind of virtues and sins into that story. So instead of getting the biblical account, what you get is Darren Aronofsky's version of what actual sin constitutes. In today's modern world, actual sin is overconsumption. Actual sin is global warming. Actual sin is having too many babies. Well, I mean, I'm not sure exactly how that squares with the biblical prescription just about 2 chapters earlier that you're supposed to be fruitful and multiply. So they're going to have a tough time making the Parsha, the chapter of Genesis, square with their version of Noah.
What they're hoping is that people are not going to be familiar with the actual biblical message. As a friend John Robson says, we've been living on the fumes of history for so long, we don't know what's real. Faith-driven consumers group, they did a poll, and their founder Chris Stone said, our online survey, 98% finds that Paramount's upcoming Noah film, widely reported to stray significantly from the core biblical message of the actual story, is going to face serious challenges resonating with faith-driven consumers, which could hurt the film's bottom line. In order to increase its commercial viability, Paramount would be wise to take another look. There were apparently 6 versions going on. Now Aronofsky, the director, and Paramount are on the same page. Do you know what the final version is going to be all about?
It's unclear what the final cut looks like, although people who have been to the screening say that it is going to embrace the kind of leftist version of sin as opposed to the biblical version of sin. It's supposed to be visually very cool, and you can see from the commercials that it looks visually very interesting. But Aronofsky is certainly not a biblical thinker. They do have people on board who are kind of the same folks who are pushing out the Passion of the Christ, for example, but that's really a distribution strategy. It doesn't really go to what's at the heart of the material. Yeah. It remains to be seen just how far left the actual film is going to go, but if I had to bet, I would say it's a pretty significant straying from the biblical story.
It is absolutely bizarre that the maker of was it Black Swan? The one with...
Black Swan, yep.
Yeah, he moved on from that to the Bible story. This is going to be interesting to watch as the next one comes out with Christian Bale as well. I think he's doing a Moses story. Maybe Moses will be concerned about climate change and overpopulation as well.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Moses' take on issues like the feminist glass ceiling and the problems of equal pay for equal work.
Lilly Ledbetter law. What's his position on that? Good talking to you, Ben. We'll chat soon.
Thanks a lot.
Email me your thoughts, byline@sunmedia.ca. Stick around. We've got more to come.
The good side is that I can learn a lot.
Positive attitudes go a long way. We bring you a child who shows no fear. But first, the great divide. Is the gap between urban and rural lifestyles widening? Stay tuned for a SunNews Network special report. This is Byline.
The oil sands